Okay, so we did some basic math problems there, and we're talking about variables or like labels. So the word variable in programming describes a place to store information such as numbers, text, list of numbers and text, and so on. So another way of looking at variable is that it's like a label for something. So for example, to create a variable named Fred, we use an equal sign and then tell Python what information the variable should be labeled for. Here we create the variable Fred and tell Python that it labels the number 100. Note that this doesn't mean that another variable can't have the same value. So we'll type Fred space equals space 100. To find out what value a variable labels, enter print in the shell, followed by the variable name in parentheses like this. And there you have 100. We can also tell Python to change the variable Fred so that it labels something else. For example, here's how to change Fred to the number 200. So we'll tell Python Fred equals 200. Welcome to Hour of Code Part 2, Python for Kids. And we were learning about variables, and we had left off with Fred equals 200, print Fred. And we're going to start there and just repeat these steps. So we labeled Fred equals 200. And then we typed in the command line print parentheses Fred. And we received 200 back. We can also use more than one label for the same item. So we're going to type John space equals Fred, and then print parentheses John parentheses, and we receive back the same answer, 200. So in this example, we're telling Python that we want the name or variable John to label the same thing as Fred by using the equal sign between John and Fred. Of course, Fred probably isn't a very useful name for a variable because it most likely doesn't tell us anything about the variable is used for, about what the variable is used for. So let's call our variable number underscore of coins instead of Fred like this. So we type number underscore of underscore coins space equals space 200, and then we'll type print parentheses number underscore of underscore coins parentheses, enter, and we get 200. This makes it clear that we're talking about 200 coins. Variable names can be made up of letters, numbers, and underscore character, but they can't start with a number. You can use anything from single letters such as A to long sentences for variable names. A variable can't contain a space, so use an underscore to separate words. Sometimes if you're doing something quick, a short variable name is best. The name you choose should depend on how meaningful you need the variable name to be. Now that you know how to create variables, let's look to see how to use them. So remember, our equation for figuring out how many coins you would have at the end of the year if you could magically create new coins with your grandfather's crazy invention in the basement. So we have this equation. So 20 space plus space 10 space times space 365 get our answer, 3,670. Then we 3 space times space 52 equals 156. So 3,670 space minus space 156 equals 3,514. We can turn this into a single line of code. So we can do 20 space plus space 10 space times space 365 space minus space 3 space times space 52. And we get the same answer, 3,514. Now, what if we can turn the numbers into variables? So we're going to try entering found underscore coins space equals space 20 magic underscore coins space equals space 10 stolen underscore coins space equals space 3 and we'll enter. Now these entries create the variables found coins, magic coins, and stolen coins. Now we can re-enter the equation like this. Found underscore coins space plus space magic underscore coins space times 365 days space minus space stolen underscore coins space times space 52 weeks, and we enter, and voila, we get the same answer, 3,514. So you can see that this gives us the same answer, so who cares, right? But here's the magic of variables. What if you stick a scarecrow in your window and the raven steals only 2 coins instead of 3? When you use a variable, we can simply change the variable to hold that new number, and it will change everywhere it is used in the equation. We can change the stolen coins variable to 2 by entering this. Stolen underscore coins space equals space 2. We can then copy paste the equation to calculate the answer again like this. So select the text to copy by clicking with the mouse and dragging over from the beginning to the end. Okay, don't think that's going to work for me. So we're going to retype that line. Found underscore coins space plus space magic underscore coins space times space 365 space minus space stolen underscore coins space times space 52 equals 3,566. So you can see that the total of the equation changed because we changed the stolen coins variable from equaling 3 to equaling 2. So one thing from here, we need to go back and see, as far as the interface here, why we weren't able to copy paste what we're doing wrong there. Okay, you can try changing other variables and then copy and paste the calculation to see the effect of your changes. For example, if you bang the sides of your grandfather's invention at the right moment and it spits out an extra 3 coins each time, you'll find that you can end up with 4,661 coins at the end of the year. So that's by changing your magic coin variable to equal 13 instead of 10. So you would type magic underscore coins space equals 13. And then you can type your equation. Okay, so here's a little trick. If you use the up arrow, it'll get you back to your previous, it'll continue to go through the previous commands. So you just continue to hit your up arrow until you get the found coins plus magic coins times 365 minus stolen underscore coins times 52. Sometimes the GUI, you kind of have to change, especially if you're like working in virtual machines. The commands that you normally are used to on your laptop when you're inside another GUI like this, when you're working in the command line prompt, it's not as easy as when you're just copying and pasting every day inside of Windows environment. So if you up arrow, you can get the previous lines of code that you put in. Just hit enter, and our answer changes to 4,661. Of course, using variables for a simple equation like this is one still only slightly useful. We haven't gotten into real useful stuff yet. For now, just remember that variables are a way of labeling things so that you can put them to use later. So what have we learned so far? How to do simple equations using Python operators, and how to use parentheses to control the order of the operations, the order in which Python evaluates the parts of the equations. We then created variables to label values and used those variables in our calculations.